Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Stogie Chaz. Hey, we've got a great episode for you today. Black Star Cigar Lines, we've got brand owner Aric Bey, and we've got his VP of Sales, Cliff Nelson. So, stay tuned. You're not going to want to miss any part of this. So, stay tuned. We'll be right back. Appreciate you joining me. I've got Cliff Nelson and I've got Aric Bey from Black Star Line Cigars. Gentlemen,
Good, good, good.
welcome to my show.
Thanks for having us, brother.
It's really an honor having you guys on here. So, inside the wrapper, we like to take a deep dive into a company, and that's what we're going to do here today with you guys.
Do it.
So, let's start it off. Either of you gentlemen can answer, both of you can answer, add on, whatever you'd like to do. What inspired you to become a brand owner, and how did you get started in the business?
I started smoking full time in the firehouse. I'm a retired Chicago firefighter.
That's great. Well,
So
thank you.
thank you, brother. So I grew my love of the leaf from just sitting around waiting for calls, waiting to go save somebody or waiting for a fire. So
Right.
I was sitting in my man cave where I am now, and was sitting around smoking, and I was like, man, I feel like it's time for me to start a business. I just didn't know what it was going to be. So
Mm-hmm.
kept thinking about it, and then like the voices in my head were like, "Hey, look at your hand." So I was like, cigars. So I called my childhood friend and asked him, "Hey, you think you want to help me start a cigar line?" And he was like, "Hell yeah, let's do it." So we started networking at Drew Estate events, and I became really
Okay.
good friends with Jonathan Drew.
Right.
And JD encouraged us to reach out to El Titan de Bronze, so in
Okay.
Miami. So we started reaching out to Sandy, and she wasn't in the factory because her mother was sick at the time, so she wasn't in
Right.
a lot. So we would keep calling, along with other factories, and we weren't getting anywhere. So something told me like, "Hey, send some flowers down to Sandy and her family. Just wish them well, wish the family well." And my ulterior motive was to keep me on her mind.
Right.
So I sent the flowers. Still didn't hear shit. So it was like uh, it was like maybe 2 or 3 months later, the same little voices that you hear in your head was like, "Hey, call right now." So I hit my buddy Derek up and I said, "Hey, let's call three-way right now." So we called. So this time, Giselle, her daughter, answered the phone. That's Willie Herrera's wife.
Oh,
So
okay.
that's Willie Herrera's family, all of them. So this time Giselle answered the phone. So we asked for Sandy, and she was like, "Oh yeah, she's right here." Hand the phone right over to her. So we told her who we were, and she said, "You were the nice guys that sent me those flowers a few months back, right?" And we said, "Yeah." She said, "I'm gonna do that blend for you all because you all know how to treat a woman." So El Titan de Bronze gave birth to Black Star Line,
Wow,
thanks
that's a
to
great
JD.
story.
Yeah, yeah. So that's how
Nice.
Black Star Line started.
That's I'm telling you, for a little factory, they pump out some great product.
Oh yeah,
They
oh
really do.
yeah.
And me, I'm
It,
lucky. I mean, it's right in Miami for me.
mm-hmm.
Actually, it's about 20-minute drive from my office in Miami.
Ah, nice. Yeah.
Yeah, so going down to 8th Street, I love it. I really do.
Yeah, I'm trying to get in Caesar's Lounge right across the street from him. So he currently has my samples
Okay.
right now. So
So yeah,
I
he
got to
does
reach
he
back out
does a
to him.
lot of boutique lines in there.
Yeah, yeah. So I got to reach back out to him, see what he thought of the samples and that type of thing. So,
Okay. All right.
hmm but yeah, that's
And
what gave birth to Black Star Line.
and then you're also doing business with Aganor Salif, correct?
hmm
How did that
So
happen?
I became a very good friends, and he became my mentor, Sean Williams, the global brand ambassador of Cohiba.
Mm-hmm.
So he came to Chicago, and I was like, if he's here, I'm gonna go talk to him. So I went to his event. We're hanging out, talking while he's working. And he asked me, "What do you want to do with Black Star Line? How do you want to? What direction you trying to go in?" So I was like, "Man, I love El Titan de Bronze because he's done blends out of there prior to the Series M that came out of there."
Mm-hmm.
So I told him, I was like, "I love them to death, but due to the fact I'm buying tobacco in America, it's the price is higher. If you looked at Warp cigars compared to what
Yeah.
he does and El Titan compared to Aganorsa, it's definitely a price difference." So I'm a big fan of Kyle and Warp. So Sean asked me, he was like, "You want to work with Placencia? You want to work with Aganorsa?" He named other factories. So, like I said, I'm a fan of Kyle. So I said, "Hey, I'd like to work with Aganorsa if that's possible." So Sean said, "Hey, give me a day or so, and I'll get back to you."
Okay.
And he hit me back the next day, and he said, "Hey, I talked to the VP of Sales, Terrence Riley, for you, and he's ready for the call. He was like, he's ready to work with you." So I called Terrence, and he's like, "Hey, man, what are you looking for?"
It's the greatest day of our lives.
Right. So I gave him two blends. One of them was Warwich, and the other one is a blend I'll never put out. But the way Warwich came out from inception, it was phenomenal. Like the way it was in sample mode is the way it is right now.
Really?
So yeah, so I was completely blown away by it, and then that became our flagship cigar.
Okay.
So, and we're getting closer to when Cliff joins the organization.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, Cliff, why don't you tell me how you got to get involved in the company?
Oh, it was funny. I was Aric's friend. I met Aric a year prior to on a Zoom call just before COVID. I met Aric on a Zoom call,
Mm-hmm.
and I used to run a cigar lounge in Atlanta for a long time. And then the shop caught fire. My mom passed away, and I said, "Let me leave Atlanta. I had to go around, be around people that I know that love me." So I came home. We met face to face. The first day I met him, I was here. I told him, "Listen, I'm in town. Let's go smoke." He's like, "Well, I got to go out to Casa de Piros, a local cigar lounge that does a lot of business with us." And he said, "Well, I'm ready to go out there now." I said, "Good. Why don't we do this? I come to your house. I jump in the car with you, and we ride and we talk." It ended up being 12 hours. So now we just hanging out, from day one, man, the guy became my brother, because we get same interest in hard about cigars. It's all about the leaf. Everybody else want to
Yeah.
make it everything else but about the leaf.
Right.
So we hung out, had a great time, and then we he said, "Hey man, I'm gonna need you to go on some trips with me, man." I'm like, "Nah, I don't do that." He said, "Listen, I'm paying for the flight." He said, "The first one, you pay for the flight, I pay for your meal, and I'm paid for the lodge." And that's all right, I went. So it came with the team, and we ended up going to Sean Williams' house. And Sean said, "You used to work with Rob. How are you working? When you start working with Aric?" I said, "Man, I don't work for Aric. I said, I'm Aric's friend. I'm just hanging out with him." He looks at Sean and say, "Shit, that's my VP of sales." And I was like, "Well, since I'm the VP of sales, let's do this business together." We've been hanging together ever since. We looking at what, 3 years now?
Yeah, roughly.
Yeah, no, about roughly 3 years.
That's great. That's a good story. So, how did both of you guys? I mean, you started smoking at the firehouse. Cliff, when did you start smoking?
Well, I'm gonna give you a synopsis of the story. The easiest way to explain it was from the age of 14 to 19, I was a weed head. I smoked a lot of weed.
Mhm.
And my granddad said to me one day, he said, "Hey, come on, sit and talk with me." I said, "What's up, Grandpa?" I said, "What's up, Papa?" He said, "Hey, you know, I can give you the same high without you ever having to worry about your job." And I looked at him like, "Man, do tell." He handed me a cigar. I don't remember the name of it. But that cigar put me on my ass. And I was like, "You know what? If this was gonna make me feel like I can do this."
There you go.
And I've been smoking ever since. I never went back to anything else but cigars.
Okay. Now, Aric, you talked about Drew Estate. Were you a big Drew Estate fan?
Initially, I was.
Okay.
So the cigar I was given in the firehouse was a Black Pearl.
Okay.
That joker sent me right to like I barely made it in the toilet stall. Like it just upset my stomach that bad, and I wasn't inhaling or anything. It's
Right.
just cigars are diuretic. It just, for me at least, it made me go to the bathroom. The first one always gets me.
Mhm.
So
It ain't just
yes,
you.
but
It ain't just you.
yeah, but that Black Pearl got me. But then I smoked a few infused cigars,
Mhm.
and I liked those initially, and then I started going to actual cigar lounges and buying cigars around my house, and that's when I got introduced to Drew Estates.
Okay.
And they were telling me, and I didn't know the fucking difference between full body or full strength or any of that shit. I was just like, they were like, "Okay, I looked at the cigars. Like, these look cool. What's up with these?" And they were like, "They're full body." And I was like, "I think I'm a full body guy." let's go ahead and try it out. I was like, I didn't know what the fuck it
Sure.
was.
Yeah.
I was like, it just
I
sounds
think
like it's
I
strong.
am.
Let's roll. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I was like, shit, I'm a big, tough firefighter. Shit, full body. Let's go. So those fucking Drew Estate cigars changed my palate within 2 weeks because I tried to go back and smoke those infused shits. Oh, they tasted like trash. So I don't smoke them anymore.
Yeah.
So I was a huge fan of Drew Estate. So I smoked all of them, and then I started going into boutique cigars, Viaje, and Roma Craft, and then my palate changed more. And then I started kind of gravitating away from Drew Estate. Some of them I'll smoke every once in a while, but I don't gravitate towards them that much anymore. So. But yeah, I did early on. I did smoke I smoked damn near everything they got.
Wow.
Yeah. We smoked a lot.
The trip I took with the dojo was to Drew Estate. And they, for a trip to Nicaragua, they do a bang up job. They really do. Those guys.
Yeah, I heard the Drew Estate tour is. Yeah, I heard the Drew Estate tour is really nice.
You sit in their lounge, they come out with boxes of cigars.
Yeah,
and most guys are great. Some guys get a little greedy, but shit, you go home with 30, 40 cigars.
Yeah,
it's always one.
Oh yeah. And that's like every day. I mean, they would just bring out box after box after box, and it was the same T52s, T9s, and it's crazy.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I never had the ones that Nick and Steve Saka did, because I started smoking after they had left Drew Estate. So
yeah,
everybody said those are better. I've only had the ones after that, so I don't know which one is better. Everybody said the ones that predate what me smoking are better though.
Okay.
Yeah, the one predated Swiss Sweet.
Yeah. For me, it was the same way. It was post Nick and Steve.
Okay.
So I couldn't tell you the difference. I'm sure they can.
Yeah.
So with your business, what makes your cigars unique? What differentiates them from the rest of the market?
Well, I have a great factory that rolls for me. Aganorsa Leaf has my entire portfolio right now. That's currently on the market. I spend a lot of time smoking everybody else's stuff so I can make my stuff better. So, because everybody asks me, hey, is all you smoke is Black Star Line? Fuck no. How boring would that be? How boring would that be to eat your favorite fucking meal every day?
Exactly.
Boring.
Yeah.
So no, you have to take breaks from everything. I take breaks from smoking Black Star Line or Roma Craft, anything. But like I said, in my personal collection, I have enough cigars to smoke 3 cigars every single day for 2 weeks and not smoke the same thing.
That's great.
That's the type of smoker that I am. I don't want to be bored. And then I translate that experience from everybody else's tobacco and everybody else's blends into my blends, and I use my palate along with my team. I feel everybody on my team has a very good palate. So we all fact check each other on stuff that we're smoking, and we compare notes. We sit down together, smoke the same cigars, talk about it, have a good time while we're doing it. A lot of times we're not even drinking liquor because we just want to get the essence of the tobacco.
Right.
So, and then once we got that, then we start adding some spirits into it and make it, then we start playing with pairings,
Now you start having a little bit of fun.
Oh yeah. That's the best part. When you're trying to find a pairing for it, you're like, oh yeah, baby, let's go. Because that's another thing that Cliff and I do.
Yeah.
And don't let it be a trash cigar, because now it's just nothing but jokes about the cigar while we smoke it until we finally decide to put it.
Yeah.
And we're horrible people. It's been time 3 of us have been together and we were smoking another company's cigar in front of them. And we were texting each other as we were sitting in front of them, just trashing the fucking cigar, like just destroying it in text message. And so we were, if you get to hang out, like we're extra silly and fun, and we love bourbon, scotch, whiskey, cigars, of course, But yeah, that's what in my opinion, that's what differentiates us from other companies. Well, smaller companies like me, you know what I'm saying? Because we actually take a lot of pride in these blends. I do all the blends. I don't know how to roll cigars. I leave that all up to Aganorsa, but I give all the instructions that I want to the cigar to be. They make it for me. They send it to me. Then we smoke them. And if I feel I can sell it, it's going on the market.
Okay. All right. So yeah, so you're a true brand owner. The blending is done by Aganor Salif based on, I guess, what you've told them what you're going after in this
Yep.
stamp.
Yep.
All
Yep.
right.
Yep.
Didn't go that well with when Davidoff
Mhm.
acquired Camacho.
Mhm.
So I mean, what are your thoughts on that?
It didn't last that long when General consumed Taranio. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, just look, Jack Tarana's with Espinosa now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, financially, it's great for Alec Bradley. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I agree.
That's a huge cash infusion. They could do whatever they want now. You know,
Exactly.
I don't know what their agreement is. Are they still making the blends, or they just gave everything to them? I don't know, because I didn't look that far into it.
Yeah, I know there's a 90-day transition period.
Okay.
So I guess things will be status quo until then, basically they need to integrate.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It just seems like they're trying to create a whole monopoly on the market,
Yeah.
so they can really control everything.
Right.
And it could be good and it could be bad, because if you don't like the stuff, if the blends change or the quality of the blends change from what was prior to that, then a lot of people are going to stop smoking the stuff. Like,
Right.
I feel if Matt leaves his position with Room 101, a lot of people may or may not still smoke it, because a lot of people are smoking that stuff because of Matt.
Oh,
You know?
100%. 100%.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I I I like a lot of his stuff. His anniversary series, that's my favorite.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And the last four iterations of it, I buy a whole box, and man,
Yeah.
I just enjoy the hell out of it. And
Yeah.
he's definitely just a character and a half. I've gotten to meet him a
Yeah.
handful of times, and he's
Yeah.
just
That's my brother.
he's like
Yes.
he treats you like he knows you for years and years. It's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
He's a
Just
huge
rub it on,
supporter of Black
brother.
Star
Yeah,
Line, bro.
yeah.
Yeah, that's my brother right there. I love Matt to death.
He's
Yeah.
a great guy. He's absolutely a great
Mm-hmm.
guy. So,
Correct. Correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me
go
if
ahead.
I'm wrong. Sorry for cutting you off. So correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't Scandinavian Tobaccos also the parent company of General?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Cigars International as
STG.
well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
STG.
So they've got quite a bit. So,
Yeah, they got long money,
oh,
apparently.
very long money. Yeah. Yeah. And this is not a sprint. This is a marathon, this business.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier, is this longevity.
Absolutely.
Well,
Because I was thinking about it earlier. Go
the
ahead.
goal of the entrepreneur is to build a business high enough for someone to want it, and then you start
Correct.
over with something else.
Right.
So
Yeah. Because I was thinking about it. I was like, if I became big enough where I got approached and, they offer me 50 million, would I take it or not? Because I love what I do. I love what I've built so far. And it was just depend on the stipulations on it. Like, would it be a situation like Mad? Would I still be in control? Where I still blend and I'll still
Right.
put out great stuff that everybody loves, but I just have access to an infinite amount of tobacco and money and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So the answer may be yeah, if it's like that. If they wanted to take over and just X me out, then it just depends on if I'm still having fun in the industry or not.
Right.
If I'm not, then I'll probably take it and run. Like whatever buddy's name that started Drew Estates with Jonathan Drew. Like, nobody knows his name unless you actually knew him.
Right.
I know his name.
right.
I'm being funny about it, but
Yeah.
you get my point. So we're
I
talking about
do.
Marvin
I do.
Samuel.
Yeah,
What I'm saying?
right.
Nobody really knows who he is, because he took whatever money he got from selling his portion of the company, and he went and did some other shit. And he's like
Right.
making movies or some shit now. So
Yeah.
but-
I'm Mordecai.
yeah, and I
Yeah.
just found out about that like 2 weeks ago. So I was like, oh, that's where he is.
Yeah.
So I was like,
you can't wonder where
nobody
you
even
went.
knew who he was.
Yeah. Exactly.
Mhm.
So with your company, how many employees do you guys have?
So I'm the owner, and then there's Cliff is the VP of sales. Shit, it's 4 of us.
Okay.
I'm an employee too. So
There you go.
I count
There you go.
myself.
Listen, there's nothing wrong with that, man.
So it's really three of us, and he's the other employee.
Company I work
Yeah,
for,
yeah.
we're one of the bigger gas companies, and there's only 5 of us that really run the whole company.
Mm.
So
Mhm.
yeah,
Mhm.
I believe me, I get that whole mentality and the way that stuff works. You know,
Yeah.
and it's actually sometimes I think it's a little bit better. I've been in, big corporate environments, and it's just too much bullshit to put up with in corporate environments.
Mhm.
It really is.
Mhm.
So let's go into trends, staying innovative, staying on top of, with, products, procedures, sales, media, branding, all that stuff. How do you keep your hands all around that?
I do a lot of that. So I do all the photo shoots, all the posts on Instagram. I do those. I have a videographer that helps me out. He does videos for me. And a lot of people come to the trade shows, and I'm typically like the one of the best dressed men on the whole trade show floor. So I take pride in how I look.
Mhm.
I don't have a hat on right now, but I always have a brim on, so people know when they see me in the hat, they know, that's Black Star Line. That's like my signature thing.
Mhm.
And then I put the logos everywhere, bro, on
Mhm.
Facebook. When we're posting stuff, we post it everywhere, Facebook, Instagram.
Yeah.
Before TikTok banned me, I was on there too, so.
What did they ban you for?
To be honest with you, I have no idea. I was posting the same content I would post on Instagram, and I went to post something on TikTok one day, and I was logged out. So I tried to log in, and when I logged in, it said you're banned. So I don't know if it's because I posted the website on there or what,
No.
but they never gave a reason why. They
Somebody,
just banned
And let me
somebody
tell
blocked.
you that,
Somebody reported you.
me. They may have. They may have.
there's some stupid, seriously stupid shit that's on that app.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, to block a cigar, brand owner is kind of crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand that logic, because some of the shit I see on there, I'm like, how do you get away with this stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
How the
Yeah,
hell do you
so.
guys get away with this stuff?
Yeah, but yeah, we've been in magazines. I've been featured in Tobacco Business Magazine and Cigar Press a couple of times, and Cigars and Leisure rated Warwick's #3 for the year for 2020. So
Mhm.
that's more exposure for us. I do a lot of shows like yours. That's when you hit me up. I was like, oh yeah, that's easy, bro. Like as soon as I get back from Vegas, it's on and popping. As soon as I can figure out a date when I'm not tired, it's on.
There you
So
go.
yeah, I like doing interviews, and that's my thing. Like I got bombarded with interviews at TP this past TP, like to the point I didn't even really have a chance to go to the bathroom.
Oh
So,
God.
because everybody knows, like, I'm very upfront about what I gotta say, and like I
Mhm.
said, if I said it, I meant it. So
Right.
if it hurts your feelings, I'm sorry, But yeah,
Sorry,
but
not sorry.
yeah, I like to have fun when I'm doing interviews, and
Right.
I sit up and drink bourbon, and we'll just talk shit until you don't want to talk
Exactly.
anymore.
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
Again, because if you're not having fun in this industry, you might as well get out.
It's
Mhm.
true.
This is what
It is true.
it's supposed to be a fun environment every time you walk into one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, I come home from work, and I'll eat my dinner. I go outside, and I'll be there for 3-4 hours. I may have
Mhm.
2 cigars, I may have 3, but
Yeah.
that's my complete chill place. I
Yeah.
just completely zone out, got my music going, or playing on my phone, doing some BS, whatever. And
Yeah.
that's what I enjoy.
Mhm. Mhm.
Going to a lounge,
Yeah.
getting with guys that you haven't seen in a while. And
Yeah.
there are some great lounges around by me. And
Okay.
there's one lounge. It's called Burn One. It's in
Mm.
Margate. And that lounge, the first day I walked in there, first time, felt like I knew everyone. Everyone greeted
Mm.
me, treated me like I was
Mm-hmm.
family. And
Cheers. Mhm.
exactly.
Yeah.
And it's that feeling every time you walk through. It's the warmest shop I have ever walked into in my life.
I have to keep
And
that in mind, so I'll stop in there.
and that's attributed to the owners. Great guys, and it's just great people at that lounge. I mean, just every single one. There's, trust me, in every lounge, there's always one asshole. Not there.
Oh
Of
yeah.
course.
Not
Yeah.
there.
Well, kudos to them because they created the culture in the lounge where everybody is
Yes.
welcome. Cliff and I
Yes.
had the pleasure, and I'm being very sarcastic about this, about visiting a new lounge here in the south suburbs of Chicago. And we get there and we find out right at the door that it's a racist lounge. And every person of color, it didn't matter if you were black, brown, or yellow, you got treated bad in there. And
Really?
yeah, I was like, this is not the culture that I'm in. This is not the cigar industry that I
No.
wanted to join. Everybody's inclusive. Everybody wants to, it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman or if you had a hand growing out your ear. It doesn't fucking matter. You was just worried about the leaf. It doesn't matter.
It's one thing. That's all it's about.
Yeah. It doesn't matter how much money you got or none of that. So,
Exactly.
But
Wow,
this
that's-
jackass made it into the industry, and the word has gotten out about him already. So I was like, you're not gonna be here long, bro, if you're not gonna include everybody.
And he's only been
that's
open.
crazy.
And he's been open probably 3 months at best.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah, you're a new lounge too. So I was like, the word's getting out around Chicago how you are, So it's sad.
yeah, it's sad, and I'm really blown away by something like that. Still in this day and age, it's I don't know.
Yeah.
Can't
Yeah,
fix stupid.
2023, and you
You
got a
can't fix
person that's
stupid.
running. Yeah,
That's all it
you
comes
got a
down
person
to.
running the lounge that's got a 1940s mentality. The fuck?
And it wasn't an employee. It was actually one of the owners.
It was one of the owners. Yep.
He's in the wrong business.
Sad. Right.
He'll find out the hard way.
Uh-huh.
Oh
No,
yeah.
that's-
Oh yeah. we already know people
like
talking about pulling the inventory out of there.
Yeah.
Oh God. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. That, I mean, word will get around. People will stop doing business with him, and he won't have product to sell, and or he'll have too much product and just wasting money. Nobody wants to have inventory.
Right.
That's the worst problem to have, is too much inventory.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So what's coming out for you guys? I mean, you've got the PCA coming up. You guys are going to be there, I presume.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. Anything coming out for this year? Anything special?
Oh yeah, several things. So the one that's coming out first is we did a special blend for the Underground Fest and at Underground Cigars in Fort Worth. So the UG Fest they have every year. It's a big fest.
Let me interrupt you for just 1 second. You're going to meet several of my brothers there.
There we go.
There's going to be 3 of them. They're going to be there. So
Okay.
Marlo, who you've talked to before, he'll be
Yep.
there.
Cool.
A guy named Jeff Bridges and
Definitely.
Rob Chiaschini. Those are the 3. They're 3 wrecking crew.
Okay.
So you're definitely going to see
nice.
them there. They'll be there.
Yeah. Hopefully they'll come by the table and come talk.
Oh, they definitely will.
We blow out the UG Fest. I gotta say that because like last year, this was the limited stick last year. It was the Lalibela Lancero, and it's our LE. It's our limited cigar. We blew the fest out with that cigar last year, and then he's coming out with. We actually going to release our first time Dominican cigar at UG this year.
Nice.
Yeah, so we're working with Tabacalera La Isla this time.
Okay.
So Ostos approached me at PCA, wanted to drop off samples, and I actually wasn't too excited at first because I get a lot of factories asking me to do stuff, and I'm just like, bro, for one, I don't have money to work with everybody, and then 2, some factories I just don't want to work with.
Right.
But what broke the ice with me is Ostos is Terrence Riley's cousin. So I was like, oh, well, all right, I'll check you out. And then Kyle from Warped, once again, I said, I'm a fan of Warped. Kyle did the Chinchale and another blend out of that factory too. So I was like, if Kyle trusts him, I'll give him a shot.
That's a good cigar.
The blend that I did through that factory came out fantastic. I'm getting reports from Underground already that it's probably one of the best blends that they got down there right now.
Oh, fantastic.
So I'm excited to get down there and actually see other people smoking it and, seeing what their feedback is and that type of thing. So I work with a Connecticut broadleaf with Nicaraguan binder and Nicaraguan Dominican filler. So,
Nice. Well, Marlo's taking orders for us. He's already put out the list, so we're telling him, okay, give me a 5 of this, a 5.
Yeah,
he's
that's
gonna
smart.
mule everything for us.
Yeah, that's smart. Yeah. So
And
he'll be pleased with that blend because everybody's been talking. It's like they're sending me messages on Facebook and everything. Like, dude, actually, the last message I got said that this particular cigar rivals the Warwick, and I was like, that's a strong statement. You know, so I was like, let's see. You know?
I'm telling you, I honestly, I can't wait to get my hands on some of your cigars.
Yeah, I think you'll be pleased.
I know I will be. Like I said, I've heard a lot of good things. So, you know, and these are people that I really value their opinion a lot. And, you know, if they tell me, hey, Chaz, you got to try this, I try it. And 99.9% of the time, they're dead on. They're spot on. It's like, man, I'm glad you let me try this one.
Yeah. So that's the first release. So
that's
the next
let's go back to that.
That's coming out right after that is we're carried by a liquor store chain here called Benny's. So it's very so for those that aren't familiar with Benny's, it's sort of like Total Wine or Specs.
Right.
So the difference is between those three organizations is Benny's actually has a dedicated humidor manager in every one of their humidors, and I'm carried in all 47 locations.
Really?
So my cigars are doing great there. In 2022, they dropped their top 10 list, and Black Star Line got number 3 and number 10. So we're doing very well there. So based on that, the buyer approached me and he said, "Hey, we need to go ahead and do a Benny's Black Star Line cigar." So I did that one through Aganor. So it's a Corojo 2012 wrapper. It's a Toro 6x52, Nicaraguan binder, Nicaraguan filler, and it's medium full. So that's coming out. And Dojo did that the band, and it's going to be bundles of 10 wrapped in butcher paper. They did the sticker for the bundles too.
Okay.
So that's the next one. And then I'm going to drop something from Tabacalera La Isla for PCA. Okay. And then there's another release that I'm dropping for PCA too. And I'll tell you who the factory is offline.
Okay.
When we get done, I'll tell you who it is. I think you'll be pleased by this one because it's a factory I haven't worked with before.
Really? Okay.
Oh yeah.
That sounds good.
We smoked the samples. He dropped the samples off to us at PCA, and it was young, but you could tell the blend's gonna be very, very good.
So, nice. And once they sit, they're gonna be great. Yes.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic.
Yeah, so exciting things coming this year.
In your opinions, and I want to hear from both of you on this.
Okay.
What are the key factors that contribute to a great cigar smoking experience? And I know we've covered some of them in this conversation already, but let's talk about size of cigar. I know everyone's got different tastes. Some like big ring gauge, some like tiny ring gauge, some are somewhere in the middle. But what are your guys' feelings on that?
Well, a quick answer to the size is a Lancetto is my favorite Vitola. So that lets you know I like smaller ring gauges because you get all the flavor and stuff out of the wrapper. Yeah. And you don't have a bunch of filler in there trying to, if there's some bullshit in the blend, the filler can hide it. I'll smoke a Gordo, but I don't. It's too big for me. I'm normally a Toro and under.
Right. So, same here.
Yeah. So that's me for size. Then for a great smoking experience, it's the construction, the draw, and then of course the flavor and the quality of the tobacco.
Cliff?
Pretty much the same thing, because I think the largest I probably would go is a Toro Gordo, it's like a 56, and then I go down from there. I just like to have a good smoke. Sometimes I would actually forget about what cigar I'm smoking. As long as I can enjoy the cigar,
right?
I don't get that ammonia taste. I don't get that taste of something that gives you so many bad aftertastes. I'm okay with.
Yeah. A 56 in a box press is a lot better than a 56 round.
It is.
Because there are some cigars that are 56 Toro, and it's like, oh, and then you get it, and it's in a box press. Like, okay, I can handle this.
They compress it a little bit. Yeah,
exactly. So a little bit more marination happens, and you do get a little bit more flavor out.
But you know who taught me that well?
Who's that?
Smoking smoking AJ Fernandez cigars.
Yeah.
The difference between his new worlds. I love the box press better than any of them.
Have you tried Dorado?
Yes. So it's a pretty good cigar. You know, to me, it's not his best one to me, but it's a pretty good cigar. To
Yeah.
be honest with you, I think his best cigar was for me is the Figurado shape of the Bala Axis Maduro. That's his best cigar for me.
Yeah, I'm
And I
not
only
a.
smoke him in
It's
Figurado.
weird. It's weird with me. I'm not the biggest fan of AJ's blends. His core lines, I'm not a big fan of those. I'm a fan of the blends he does for other companies. Those seem to be. I don't know what it is. It's something about when he does cigars for other people that he just fucking knocks those jokers out.
Yeah,
And
he does.
And then, but the ones they're kind of hit or miss with me. You know, so not to say that they're bad. They just they don't do anything for me.
Right.
Know?
Yeah. Everyone's palate is different.
Mm-hmm.
If somebody ever give him when people give him anything by AJ that's from his core line, I'd be at his house to get him. I'm a huge AJ fan. So the shop I ran in Atlanta, we was the official AJ Fernandez store in the Southeast. So that's the reason why. And then I just became a huge fan of his. So and then plus his rep, he's like another brother to me. So it was just love from the beginning.
Yeah.
And I met AJ a few times, but his rep did it for me.
In the two trips I've made to Nicaragua, one with the Wrecking Crew, which was 2 years ago, and one with Dojo, we got to stay at AJ's compound.
Nice.
What a place.
He's a good dude. I've met him before. He's a great dude.
He's a great dude, and you just sit in the lounge with these rocking chairs, and it's an experience like nothing else. It really is.
And then, how old is he again?
He's got to be, and he's somewhere in his 40s. He might be in his 50s, but he's not that old.
No, he's probably about your age, Eric. He's not a young,
so
he's not an old guy.
Hair, his hair throws me off because his hair is gray.
Right.
So I think every time I see him, I think he's older than what he is. But I think he is. I'm 46. I think he is. I think we're right around the same age.
Yeah, he's got to be late 40s, maybe early 50s max.
Yeah.
But he's not 50 yet.
No, I think he's in his 40s.
And I love when everybody else talk about him, like, yeah, that kid AJ. They always call him a kid. That kid
AJ. He is the king down there. I'm telling you, when it comes to tobacco. Between him and
all the tobacco all the tobacco Aric gets from him too. Yeah. I mean, he's doing his thing,
Oh yeah. And you negotiate with him. You're definitely going to get a good deal.
Yeah.
And let's go through some final advice. I've got a few minutes left here. And let's just go through some final advice you have for someone just starting out smoking. Because there are a lot of new viewers that I get to the cigar smoking experience. And I'd love to get someone's advice. So let's start with you, Aric. You tell me, what's your advice to a new cigar smoker? You know what? Let's throw it out to everyone. What's your advice to any cigar smoker?
And like I said earlier, try everything. Don't just sit around. You find, the first cigar that you like, don't just keep smoking that. Try everything, because then you'll be able to determine good tobacco from bad tobacco. And that's very important. Another thing I would say is, and it may be hard if you're in a social setting, because, in a social setting, people are drinking as well as smoking the cigars. But if it's a tobacco or a blend that you've never had before, just drink water. So you can get the essence of that tobacco, because depending on what you're drinking, it'll either enhance or mask some trash that's in the cigar. Right. So when like I'm smoking a sample right now from Tabacalera La Isla, and I'm not drinking anything right now. I just want to know. I want to know what's up with this cigar. I don't want anything else to distract me from what's in this cigar.
Exactly.
So though that will be my advice.
And I'm be honest with you, that's a rarity, because if he's sitting in the garage, he's drinking.
Oh, so especially on interviews. Oh, yeah, on interviews, I'll be drinking.
There's nothing wrong with that, man.
Yeah, it really gets funny when I'm drinking. So
if I had a spot where I could just sit and smoke, I mean, I could do this outdoors, but it would be too noisy. But if I was allowed to smoke in my house, which I'm not, I definitely have. I
Yeah,
would
same
definitely,
here.
yeah, I would definitely be smoking and drinking along with you right now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm the
my
envy.
boss.
I'm the envy of most of my friends.
Yeah,
You're
my boss would put me
I'm
out if I
envious
smoked
of
in
you,
the house.
bro.
But that's why I created this man cave, because she doesn't come out here at all. This is
Yeah.
strictly the fellas, unless she wants to come smoke. If she wants to come smoke, she'll come out. But my wife doesn't smoke like that. She'll smoke if she comes to my events. So when she knows when I come out here, I'm either having fun or I'm working. Right. One of the two. And she just leaves me alone. Because the perfect thing about it is I could be out here till fucking 4 o'clock in the morning. And she doesn't care because she knows where I am.
Right.
So, you're still on the property. You're still on the property. That's what
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Now if I was out like at the club or something till 4 in the morning, now the question's gonna get, so what were you doing tonight?
Exactly.
That type of thing.
Yeah. Nobody needs that headache.
As long as you're on the property, and I learned that at a young age being married, because I went to a friend of mine's house, and it was like 40 was at his house. We was all in his basement. And I came upstairs. She was sitting there. I was like, man, let me apologize for making all that noise. She said, I don't care how many of y'all down there. I don't care how much noise y'all make. My husband's at the house. So I was like, okay.
Yeah, as long as they can keep tabs on you, it's good.
Exactly. Folks, I hope you enjoyed this interview. And if you did, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And remember, inside every wrapper, a story waits to be told. If you enjoyed this episode, please think about subscribing. And also, look at the other videos on the channel, as well as the one I'm going to be recommending at the end of this. So until next time, my friends, stay blessed. Thank you.